Welcome to Kruger National Park. After a night in Mambela, it's finally time to pack up and hit the road. We are heading to Kruger National Park, and we will be spending the next 5 weeks here. It's early summer now, December, which means rainy season. We enter the park through Malelane Gate. It's not the most scenic entrance of Kruger. The landscape's a little plain here, but it's the closest way to our first camp, Berg-en-Dal. And after a long drive, convenience definitely wins. We didn't really stop for wildlife we encountered along the way. Our goal was to get to camp early enough to grab a decent campsite. Ideally, one with shade, especially in summer. Shade isn't optional, it's necessary. We found a nice spot and set up camp. This is where we will be based for the next few nights. Tent, trees, birdsong, and the occasional unexpected visitor. Welcome to Kruger National Park. We have just arrived at Berg-en-Dal Rest Camp. The tent is already set up. We've got a very nice spot with shade, which is the most important factor to call it a nice spot. But we are also right next to the fence, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see some cool animals even while we are in camp. We have already met our neighbors, which are quite nice. We have met the bushbox. We have met Zazu, or the yellow-billed hornbill. We have seen some mongooses and some ground squirrels. Now we are going on our first afternoon game drive, because now it's just after 2 p.m. So it's still a bit early, it's very hot, but let's see if we get lucky and can find something. We didn't expect much. The heat keeps most animals tucked away. Still, we spotted a few impalas and some really beautiful giraffes, moving gently through the bush. On the way back to camp, we stopped at the petrol station to fuel up. Always a good idea before settling in. Because you never know, they might run out of fuel or the card reader might break. Then we called it a day. Back at camp, we met the next little local, a tiny snake in the men's bathroom. That's just part of camping in the bush. While I wrapped up some meetings in the evening, my husband enjoyed a quiet sundowner right by the fence. Not a bad start. Tomorrow is our first full day in the park, and we can't wait to properly get started. Our first morning in Kruger started early, as it always does. We usually try to be among the first cars at the gate, or about 10 minutes after, to avoid the crowds. Especially in summer, the best sightings happen early. Later in the day, it gets too hot, and most animals disappear into the shade. Good morning. This was our first night at the Berg-en-Dal Rest Camp. Now we are already on the road. It is 4:30 in the morning. We have decided to drive the S114 because this is usually a very productive road, especially in the morning, where you can encounter leopards, rhinos, or even wild dogs if you get lucky. So let's see what you can find. Now we are on the tar road in the direction of the S114. Right as the sun came up, we had our first encounters of the day. Elephants, more giraffes, plenty of impalas, and a beautiful woodland kingfisher. In summer, Kruger is a paradise for bird lovers. Many migratory species only spend the warmer months here, which makes birding especially rewarding. We crossed a few dry riverbeds, still empty, but already lush and green. There had clearly been some rain, but not yet enough to bring the rivers back to life. And then a highlight. A single male lion right next to the road. And the best part, we had the sighting completely to ourselves. Moments like this are why I love self-driving. Not long after we spent an hour with the lion, we had another beautiful surprise. 2 klipspringer. They are small, agile antelopes that live in rocky areas. What's fascinating is that they walk on the very tips of their hooves, almost like ballerinas, giving them incredible balance on steep, uneven grounds. As always, the S114 is not disappointing. In the beginning it was a little bit quiet, but now we just saw a lion, a male lion, lying right next to us, right next to the road, probably just 5 meters, very relaxed. And afterwards we saw a very special animal that you don't encounter often here in Kruger. We saw 2 klipspringers. It is a very small antelope and they are exceptional climbers, so they live usually on very rocky terrains. And the amazing thing was, we were the first and only people at the lion sighting, which is amazing if you consider that we are in Kruger National Park, one of the most famous national parks in the world with the most visitors. So there are still some roads where you get amazing sightings just for yourself. After an eventful morning, we stopped at Afsal for a well-earned breakfast. We had homemade rösterkupp, still warm and just what we needed. After we've stopped at the picnic site, we are now heading back to camp So we are heading back to Berg-en-Dal because it is already nearly 30 degrees and it's just 10 o'clock in the morning. So probably most animals are gonna hide now from the sun and the heat. So we will relax as well, get some work done, and then we're going on an afternoon drive when it's getting a bit cooler again later today. Before heading back to camp, we decided to try the S110 loop around Berg-en-Dal. It's a dirt road, and we quickly realized it was a bit corrugated. Still fine to drive with a normal car, as long as it doesn't rain. So it was good to check it out before the heavy storms arrive. Just before ending our morning drive, we saw our first white rhino of the trip. One of my favorite animals. Not too surprising though. The area around Berg-en-Dal has one of the highest rhino densities in all of Kruger. During lunch back at camp, we met a few more curious neighbors. That's one of the reasons I love staying at Berg-en-Dal. Even inside the camp, you are never far from nature. Just remember, don't feed the animals, no matter how cute or persistent they are. Our afternoon drive was quieter. Some zebras, a few elephants in the thicket, and more impala. But this time of year, you will often see young animals everywhere. Many species give birth during summer. So there are baby impalas, warthogs, and even baby giraffes, if you are lucky. we ended the day with a sundowner by the fence, waiting for the nocturnal residents to appear. And luckily, we ate early, because a thunderstorm rolled in not long after. A genet wandered through the shadows, and a tiny mantis had found a spot on our tent. Our first full day in Kruger came to an end. There's so much ahead, and we are only getting started. If you don't want to miss the next moments from this 5-week journey, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode.